This is Adam Miller, your movies correspondent and associate producer for the RPM Show, bringing to you some major news from the world of Spider-Man. Now, this news is in regards to the upcoming major, remake or reboot or whatever you want to call it, film of the Spider-Man franchise that is due out in theaters on July 3rd, 2012, which is next year. Now, this movie is going to be, as I hear it, a reboot or a remake of basically the entire franchise that's been done before with Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and James Franco. Now, basically, the way I'm told is that, or the way that we have reported on the show is basically this film is going to take the Spider-Man legend, or in essence Peter Parker, back to his roots, and it's going to redo how he became Spider-Man. That's simply what they decided to do when the hopes for Spider-Man 4 fell through the roof. Now, I'll get to that in a second. Now, what we have to look forward to in this major news is that this Spider-Man movie has now a new title. Columbia Pictures just released this yesterday. The new title for this movie is going to be called The Amazing Spider-Man. That is the title for this movie. Now, the cast of this movie is as follows. Now, as we all know, we have Andrew Garfield, who was made famous in the recent movie, The Social Network, which is up for a number of Oscars, is the new Peter Parker / Spider-Man. And we have Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, who was actually, Gwen Stacy is taking over as the love interest instead of Mary Jane Watson. And we also have Rhys Evans as the new villain, a.k.a. Dr. Kirk Connors, and a.k.a. the Lizard. And also we have Martin Sheen and Sally Field taking up their roles as Uncle Ben and Aunt May Parker. And also, which is actually very interesting here, we are going to have, for the first time, we're going to see Peter Parker's parents. And who's going to play them are Julianne Nicholson of Law & Order Criminal Intent fame and Campbell Scott as Mom and Dad Parker. So that will be interesting. Now, don't know as of yet what the central focus of this movie is going to be. All I know is that it's going to be a remake of Spider-Man, which came out in 2002 with Tobey Maguire. Now, here's the thing. I personally, when I heard about what they were going to be doing with this, was not all that enthused. Actually, I wasn't enthused. I wasn't exactly thrilled that they were going to be going in this direction. Now, as you all know, or may have or remember hearing, there was a Spider-Man 4 in development with Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire. Now, what happened is that plans fell through the roof at the studio. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of it, I believe, had to do with the fact of due to the fallout of the last Spider-Man movie, which was Spider-Man 3. And, as you remember, that movie was kind of, it wasn't as good as the other two. So after that, everything else for another sequel just kind of fell through. And so what happened was Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire just called it quits. They decided they weren't going to do anymore. And so this is Columbia Pictures' way of resurrecting the franchise. So they are, in essence, remaking the entire franchise, and it hasn't even been 10 years yet. The first movie came out in 2002, and actually this one will come out in 2012. So 10 years after that original Spider-Man movie, it's getting a remake. So in essence, I personally believe that this was the wrong thing to do. I think they should just left the franchise as it was, and possibly come back, maybe 20 years later with another, retake on it. But I am still up in the air with this movie. Every week, they seem to come out with new news, stuff that's kind of, tweaking my interest a little bit. But I will see the movie. But again, I think that this is the wrong way to go. Personally, if any of you out there at Columbia Pictures, I think that remaking a movie that hasn't been, that old yet is kind of not the way to go, especially for a Spider-Man like this. Now, okay, just get, in other words, okay, so that is the news in regards to Spider-Man, the new movie. Now, I want to know what you think. Are you eagerly anticipating a good movie for this remake, or are you simply not? Or actually, here's a better question: are you enthused and waiting for this remake, or are you simply so upset by it and so disrespected by it? If you're a huge Spider-Man fan, you believe that this is a stab in the back to all the fans, doing a remake of the first movie, that you were simply just going to boycott it and not go see it all. Actually, that's the question I want to point you. So I want to know what you think. Are you for it or are you against it, and why? And I really want to know. So email me at adam@therpmshow.com. And And also check out our website, therpmshow.com. Check out our links to Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, Blueberry, Hub Pages, and of course, download our shows on iTunes. And of course, fan our channel on YouTube, or subscribe to our channel on YouTube for that matter. And you get access to all of our other videos. And so until next time, when I bring another story, this is Adam Miller for the RPM Show. So stay tuned.